It is Veelog time.
I'll be vlog.
You'll be vlog.
I'll be vlog.
That's Veelog. You must be mistaken.
Russ, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my sports gear. I'm wearing my sports gear because I'm getting ready for the race.
Now, what race might that be, Russ?
Oh, that's the recovery race. It's the race to recovery. I'm out there training the athletes to get ready for recovery.
Do you want to expand on that?
I'm trying not to expand, Jill. If I expand any more, I won't get in my sports gear. That's the whole point of me getting out there and getting people fit and ready for recovery. So the recovery race, right? The recovery race is brilliant, right? So think of a business discipline.
A builder.
A builder, right? So let's say you've got 10 builders and they're all stood at the start line for a race, right? And they're all limbering up and they're all complaining to each other about life because that's what everybody's doing at the moment. And they're all limbering up, they're all getting ready. And then the gun goes, pow! So they all start running off after customers because they suddenly go, we can get out and we can start doing things and we can start building and we can start going and finding customers. So they start chasing all these customers around. But the athletes that aren't being training, the builders are being training, do you know where they are, Jill? Don't say the pub.
Where are they, Russ?
They're at the finish line. They're at the finish line. They're at the finish line because whilst the other builders are all complaining, it looks like I'm playing the piano. Boom, boom, boom. While the other builders are all complaining, the builders that I'm working with and training, and I know you've been working with some as well, don't pretend you haven't. So, because you're competitive. And those builders, they've all been training and they've all been learning how to win the recovery race and they've been filling their order books with the strong referral network that they have around them. They've been educating people on who they want to speak to, why they want to speak to them, how to start conversations about them. And all the people that wouldn't talk to them before because they're all too busy, guess what they're not right now? Busy. So they're taking their call. I know builders that are getting tens of thousands of pounds worth of work right now, ready for when they come out the other side. They're the people at the finish line with me.
I love that.
Recovery race.
I love it. It reminds me of the runners, Sebastian Coe, and that story, that infamous story where he, on Christmas Day, really rotten day, rotten weather, and gets out and does his kind of morning run. And then he's thinking, well, do you know what? Christmas Day, my competitors won't be out. You know, Steve Ovett won't be out running. And then it turns out that Steve Ovett was out running. And then in the afternoon, he's had his Christmas dinner and he's going, do you know what? I'm going to make sure I'm ahead of my competitors and I'm going to do another run in the afternoon. And what's funny about that story is they actually came together as further on in their careers and had a conversation. And Seb Coe shared that with Steve Ovett. And Steve Ovett was like, what? You only went out for 2 runs, which was brilliant. And I've read that Daley Thompson and Mo Farah have shared that story too and used that as a mindset to get ahead of their competitors. So I love that. I love the running reference of that.
Well, I'm going to use that with my athletes, my builders and my other disciplines because I love that because what they're doing is they're going, oh, those people are doing that. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I love that.
Next level.
That is filling your referral funnel, making sure that you're educating people on what you do. And stop looking for individual bits of business. Look for introducers. So if I'm a builder, I want the architects, I want the property developers, because they're the ones that aren't just going to be one referral. They're going to be the ones that give me 5, 6, 7, 8 referrals a year that just keep me going and going and going. And do you know what happens when you're too busy focused on the future and yourself and where you're going? You don't see who's behind you. You don't see it. Yeah. So if you are one of these builders or one of these businesses that's on the start line, complaining to each other, feeling sorry for yourself, panicking, frozen, panicking, don't feel down, just bounce.